Toxic people don't choose you, they identify you. And it's not random, because toxic people don't walk into a room and treat everyone the same. They test first, quietly. They watch what you do when they push a little. They run tiny experiments to learn one thing. Can I get away with it with this person? And the scary part is, you answer them. Not with words, with signals. Little habits that look normal, even nice. But to the wrong person, those habits are a green light. So, in this video, I'm going to show you the 7 things you might be doing that silently tell toxic people, pick me, and what to do instead, starting today. Here's signal number 1, and this one gets people instantly. Someone says something sharp, a jab, a disrespectful joke, a sideways comment, and you react right away. Your face changes, your voice shifts, you rush to defend yourself, explain, fire back. And that split-second reaction tells them everything they need to know. You're steerable. They say one thing, and you scramble. That's control. So here's what you do instead. Next time something hits a nerve, do nothing for 3 seconds. No facial change, no explanation. Just let the silence sit. Count it. 1, 2, 3, then say something flat. Okay. Noted. Interesting. That pause breaks the control attempt. You just failed their test. Good. If you react fast, they learn they can steer you. Signal 2 is over-explaining. Someone questions a decision and you immediately start building a case. Backstory, logic, reasons, context. You think you're being clear, you think you're being fair, but toxic people don't hear clarity. They hear this. If you don't approve, I'm not comfortable. And the moment they hear that, they have leverage. Because now they don't have to respect your choice. They just have to keep you talking long enough to make you doubt it. So here's the move. Shorten it. When someone asks, why did you do that? You say, because that's what I decided. That's it. No story, no defense. And if they push, yeah, but why? You don't add more. You repeat it calmly. Because that's what I decided. People who respect you, stop. People who want control, keep pushing. If you explain, they negotiate. Signal 3 is no consequences. This is a big one. Someone talks over you, cancels last minute, dismisses you in front of others. And what happens? Nothing. You keep showing up the same way. You keep giving access the same way. You keep rewarding the behavior with your presence. And toxic people don't respond to words. They respond to outcomes. If they cross the line and they still get you, they learn the line isn't real. So the rule is simple. Every boundary needs a consequence, not a threat, not a speech, a consequence. If they disrespect you, the conversation ends. If they push, you leave. If they keep testing, you reduce access. If they repeat it, you pull back even more. And here's the part most people miss. Consequences don't have to be dramatic. They just have to be consistent. You don't need to punish them. You just need to stop paying for disrespect with your time, your attention, your energy. If there's no consequence, it wasn't a boundary. It was a suggestion. Signal 4 is needing everyone to like you. And here's what that tells a toxic person. You're manageable. Because if someone not liking you feels like a problem you have to solve, you'll bend to make the tension go away. They don't have to threaten you. They don't have to yell. They just have to disapprove. A cold tone, a look, a little distance, and you'll start adjusting yourself to get back into their good side. Here's the move. When someone doesn't like you, don't fix it. No explaining, no performing, no overcompensating. Just let it be true. And watch what happens. The moment you stop paying for approval, the manipulation stops working. Some people won't like you when you stop overgiving. Good. That's the filter working. If you need approval, you're steerable. Now, signal 5. You're not okay being alone. Here's what that tells a toxic person. You'll pay to avoid the drop. And if you'll pay, they'll charge. If you're afraid of being alone, you start making decisions from fear. You chase. You overinvest. You keep people around who haven't earned access because the alternative feels worse. And toxic people can read that instantly because someone who can't tolerate being alone will tolerate almost anything to avoid it. They'll accept crumbs, they'll excuse disrespect, they'll carry the connection, just to not feel the silence. So here's what you do instead. You stop chasing. Stop being the one who always texts first. Stop being the one who always makes the plans. Stop being the one carrying the relationship. Pull back, quietly, and watch. The toxic ones fade out because they were there for what you provided, not for you. And the people who actually value you will step forward. If you're afraid to be alone, you'll pay any price. Now, signals 1 through 5 are about how you carry yourself. These last 2 are about the access you hand over. Signal 6. You share your vulnerabilities with the wrong people. This one hurts because it feels like intimacy. Someone asks how you're doing, they lean in, they act like they care. And it feels good to be heard, so you open up. Fears, insecurities, the stuff you don't tell most people. But here's the problem. Not everyone listens to care. Some listen to collect. And what you share becomes buttons they can push later. Your private struggle becomes ammunition. Maybe not today, but eventually. So here's what you do instead. You don't give people the whole story up front. You test them with something small. Share something minor, something low stakes. Then watch what they do with it. Do they protect it? Do they respect it? Do they keep it private? Or do they repeat it, weaponize it, joke about it, bring it up at the worst possible time? Because whatever they do with the small stuff, they'll do with the big stuff. If they misuse small truths, they'll weaponize big ones. Now, signal 7. You try to fix them. This is the most dangerous signal because it doesn't feel like a weakness. It feels like a strength. You see the pain behind the behavior, the wound, the insecurity, the pattern. And because you're empathetic, you start thinking, if I'm patient, if I care enough, if I stay steady, they'll change. That belief is what keeps you locked in. Because a toxic person who presents as broken is offering you a role, the one who understands, the one who stays. And it feels meaningful, but that role isn't helping them, it's serving them. Because as long as you're focused on fixing them, you're not focused on protecting yourself. Your energy goes into managing their emotions, absorbing their behavior, explaining away things that should be deal breakers. So here's what you do instead. Recognize the difference between someone who is healing and someone who uses their damage to keep you close. People who are actually healing take responsibility. They do the work. They don't punish you for having boundaries. They don't need you to carry their emotional labor. And when you stop being their fixer, one of 2 things happens. If they're real, they step up. If they're toxic, they move on. Because you're no longer useful in the way they need. And that's not a loss. That's the clearest proof you needed to let go. If you're fixing them, you're not protecting you. Now listen, toxic people don't stop because you finally say the perfect thing. They stop when the signals change. Because once your signals change, their little tests stop working. And when the tests stop working, they move on to someone else. And did you notice what all 7 signals have in common? They're not personality traits. They're not who you are. They're patterns. And patterns can be changed. So here's what I want you to do. Don't try to fix all 7 at once. That's how nothing changes. Pick one signal that hit you in the gut, just one, then choose its counter. And for the next 7 days, do one thing. When you recognize the signal, employ the counter, the 3-second pause, dropping the over-explanation, pulling back from someone who's been getting your effort for free. Try it this week and watch what happens. Some people will treat you better, some will pull away, and some will get uncomfortable because the version of you they were counting on just stopped showing up. That discomfort isn't a sign you did something wrong. It's a sign the interview is over. If you want more breakdowns on topics you can use to be a more effective you, subscribe and keep the momentum going. Watch 5 Questions Liars Always Ask. It's on the screen. Check out the Neuroenergizer, a mind-strengthening tool based on neuroscience. There's a link in the description. Now, stop sitting for the interview and go live your life.